Before you can plan your next delicious pizza night, you have to learn how to stretch store-bought pizza dough. Now, this will work for any sort of fresh store-bought pizza dough. You can stretch Trader Joe's dough, you can stretch Whole Foods dough, you can stretch any sort of dough that you'd like. And I'm going to show you how, because I have years of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, I don't know, maybe I've made thousands of pizzas by now, of experience, and I can't wait to share with you how to stretch the dough. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sip Bite Go channel on YouTube for more delicious restaurant-style meals you can make at home. So let's get right into stretching store-bought pizza dough. First, you want to let the pizza dough rise for at least 30 minutes, but my favorite trick is to actually stick the bag of pizza dough in a sunny window for a few hours. The pizza dough will rise on its own in the warmth of the sun, or leave it on the counter all day so it's nice and plump and almost bursting out of the bag when it's time to stretch the pizza dough. From there, you add about 1 tablespoon of flour to a large cutting board and add the raw pre-made pizza dough on top of the flour. You want to flip around the pizza dough into the flour to lightly coat each side, and you're going to notice here that the flour is going to be your best friend while stretching the dough, but only in small amounts. You don't want to add more than about this tablespoon. As you go into the next steps of stretching the dough, remember to add a little pinch of flour here and there. Adding a light dusting of flour to the dough as it stretches will prevent the dough from sticking to itself and shrinking back up into a ball. The bottom line is that a little flour helps the dough retain its shape. That's why you'll see me working it into the dough whenever I stretch the dough in a new direction. So the first thing that I do is I start by pinching the outside of the dough in a circular motion. I actually picked up this tip from my husband, who used to be a chef at a pizza restaurant. So it's pretty valid advice. But anyways, so I start pinching in a circular motion around the outside, and then I start stretching the inside of the pizza dough by pushing it against the cutting board from the center to the edges of the dough. Another method that you'll see I use, and that I suggest you use yourself, is to use your knuckles. So you get right under there and you put your knuckles under the half-stretched pizza dough and pull your hands outwards from the center. But you can use whatever methods to stretch the dough that work best for you. I usually go back and forth between using my knuckles and pinching the outside, and as you see, I'm tossing a little bit of flour on there to just make sure that I'm still retaining the shape, that large rectangular shape, which is going to fit beautifully into a baking sheet. Now you'll notice that I've done this so many times that I didn't end up with any holes in my stretched pizza dough, but in case you have any holes, it's okay to patch them up by just putting a little layer of dough over the hole. So anyways, then you need to transfer this to a baking sheet, and I always like to put down a little parchment paper, a little olive oil, and then I spread it out with a pastry brush to make sure that the bottom of the pizza dough has a little bit of flavor to it and also doesn't stick. But I have quite a few recipes at sipbitego.com and on the Sip Bite Go YouTube channel that you can check out if you need help with pizza toppings for your stretch store-bought pizza dough. So once I get it into the pan, you'll see, I'm going to leave you here, but what I'm going to do is I'm stretching it out to fit the shape of the pan, and because I let this rise on the counter and because I did such a great job stretching it, you know, since I'm an expert pizza stretcher at this point, I really had no problem with tearing, just a little thin spot here or there that I was able to push the dough around. But if for some reason your dough isn't fitting so nicely to the edges, it's okay. Just make a different shaped pizza. I love making a little gourmet looking pizza that isn't a perfectly square pizza. You'll see that I do that on a lot of the photos that I share on Instagram at Sip Bite Go. So, like I said, check out some of my other tutorials, but I'm going to just quickly walk you through this particular pizza recipe. Can't talk right now. So I par bake the dough, and then it's time to add all the toppings. I do a lot of barbecue chicken pizzas at my house, but I also do fancy ones like prosciutto, pear, pulled pork. I'll throw anything on a pizza. I just love my pizzas. So anyways, you can check out more of those recipes around Sip Bite Go. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sip Bite Go channel on YouTube for more delicious restaurant-style meals you can make at home. Well, I hope you're thoroughly inspired to start stretching grocery store pizza dough at home. You don't have to buy it frozen all the time, although I do have some good recipes for frozen pizza dough, making the most of it. But you can stretch store-bought pizza dough to be beautifully chewy, crunchy on the outside dough that is going to make your pizza night taste just like pizza from a pizza parlor. So I hope you're inspired, and I'd love to see what pizza you make. This is probably one of my favorite things, is when people send me pictures of pizzas that they've made using my recipes. So anyways, until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful and delicious day. Cheers! You have to check out my recipes for making chicken breasts at Sip Bite Go. I have so many delicious and easy chicken breast dinners that you can make, including this one that's marinated in balsamic dressing. It's finished with mozzarella, fresh mozzarella actually. It's so good. And then at the end, sometimes I'll throw it onto a salad or make a sandwich out of it. This is definitely an easy, under 30-minute chicken recipe you can check out at Sip Bite Go. Doesn't that look so delicious? And before you head out, here are a couple other videos that you'll love.